Sup, y'all? Um, okay. 99% of you are like, what am I looking at? It is possible that 1% of you that are actually watching this might have an idea of what you're looking at. But so this is I don't want to call it a collection video, though in a way it is. It's more something I would consider a sneak peek just because of the way that I'm doing this and the state that it is in that I'm showing you. But what this is this is giving you guys a look at my Gundam collection. I've shown it in the past, I think, in glimpses when I was showing like the state of my collections in the garage back when I was still at my parents' place, and it was they were all in bins in a one of the cabinets. Um, but when I moved them out of there, I packed them up, and this was one of my largest collections actually of any one line. Probably I don't know, I don't want to say my largest, but one of, and they were all sorted in bins, and basically each one of these bags represents a bin that they were in. Um, I think I had them more separated in smaller bins, the shoebox size bins. That's why they're a little more numerous than some of my other collections that were housed in larger bins. So that's why it kind of looks like it's a lot more because they're in so many different bags. So anyway, um, quick overview, or kind of more like quick sneak peek at what's in these bags. And I'm actually gonna go through these bags, not in detail. Like I'm not gonna talk about each and everything, but I'm gonna give you guys a look at each of these bags and kind of explain. And then there's all this right here as well. So yeah, so here's the thing. Um, it's one of those things I haven't talked about a lot, only because there really isn't anything for me to collect. I love this collection. I'm a big fan. I can't say like, or here's the thing. You know what, I'm gonna fast forward. I was gonna wait until I got there. But here's the thing. All this, it really all started with these. Gundam Wing, when it was released on Cartoon Network, I believe it was either 2000 or 2001. It all started with that. I'd always known of Gundam, or I actually try to pronounce it Gundam, even though if that's, to me, that's kind of like the proper way to pronounce it. Although if you want to be totally proper and pronounce it like the Japanese would, I believe it would be Gundam. Anyway, so I've always known about it, being into import stuff and knowing about anime and mecha and super robots, ever since I was a kid, being Asian. I in much smaller quantities and availability, the model kits, even long before it had gone mainstream, thanks to Gundam Wing. There were the model kits, and hobby and collector shops and stuff like that. But I hadn't actually seen any of the anime, the actual series, until Gundam Wing, and then on Cartoon Network, I believe then they also had the original Gundam, which would be, I think, I don't remember what they called it. I think on Cartoon Network it was just Mobile Suit Gundam. But I think it officially would be Mobile Suit Gundam 0079. I wasn't able to follow it as much as Gundam Wing at the time while it was on TV, but then I did get the DVDs of the original Japanese version. I think it was in their movie forms or something like that. Really good. And to this day, or 0079 or the 1 Year War is my favorite part of Gundam history. Anyway, So, yeah, and then while it was mainstream and Bandai released these figures, which in Japan they were the MSIAs, Mobile Suit in Action, but stateside they were these. They look like, well, yeah, you're not seeing what the bubble look like, but this is basically what they look like. Let's see, is there a year on here? I don't see a year. Oh, 2001. So I don't know if this is representative like the very first ones, but I do want to say, yeah, no, Gundam Wing figures would have come out 2000 or 2001. Anyway, big fan. I collected as much as I could. Most the majority of this stuff is the domestically released stuff. I have a few Japanese stuff, MSIA and others, but the majority is the stuff that was released by Bandai USA. I loved it because I watched as much Gundam series as I could, which isn't actually a lot compared to how many has actually been released, and I haven't seen anything really of the newer stuff. But anyway, I think Seed. What was after Seed? There was like another version of Seed, I believe. But anyway, that was probably the most basically like the newest stuff I've seen. And I haven't even seen everything that came before that, but I saw some, and I think I've seen some glimpses of some newer stuff. Unicorn, I think I saw like a little bit of Unicorn, and 00 or whatever it was called, 00. Whatever. I think I saw a little bit of that too, but nothing I really followed. Nothing that I love as much as where it started for me, Gundam Wing, and then the original 0079, and my all-time favorite 8th MS Team. So anyway, yeah, I collected as much as I could, and I'm doing this just to kind of share, because I haven't really talked about it. Like I said, I haven't talked about it because there's nothing for me to collect. And this collection has been, stored away for so long that I haven't been able to share it. Now, when I say that I haven't had anything to collect, there hasn't exactly been a lack of Gundam action figures after the Mobile Suit in Action line died in Japan. Gundam action figures were kind of dead. There was the fixed figuration; those were a little higher end. I forget what other lines. And then more recently, I don't know how many years now, there's like the Robot Spirits line. But I don't know. I couldn't get into it anymore. I had this large collection, of figures, and I kind of liked the way they were. Yeah, the Robot Spirits, they're better. They're more articulated, but I just can't, at like, it's like collecting SH figure arts. They're basically like $40-50 a pop or more. They're all Japanese import and unreleased, domestically at, domestic type prices. So, for me, it's kind of like, this is where my collection ends. Where it started and where it ends. And, I might get a one-off thing here and there or something that's like standalone. But I probably won't ever collect any action figure lines unless they do something exactly like this again. Which chances are of that, especially a domestically released version. Because even if they did like MSIA again, Mobile Suit in Action, the Japanese version of these 4.5 action figures, they'd be imports. They'd probably be $30 a pop. And I can't do that. Especially if most of them would be just newer versions of all of these again. Like, I don't need, maybe there'll be another series someday, and that would be cool if Gundam kind of went mainstream here again someday with a new series. Destiny, sorry. It just kind of Seed. There was Gundam Seed and then Seed Destiny. Anyway, which those were, I believe, shown. I know they were released here. I think those were shown on Cartoon Network as well. So, it'd be cool if someday another Gundam series, really gets shown here and popular mainstream and stuff, and maybe there'll be a toy line to support it, and maybe then I'll collect some again. But as it is, like Robot Spirits or anything like that, nah. And the kits, I don't do. I can't. I don't. even before I was married with a kid, I don't have time to model kits with everything else on my plate. So anyway, all right. With all that said, again, here's a quick look at all that we're looking at here. So yeah, before I even get to that, yeah. So I do have, I don't know if this is all the cards, but I do have a lot of the cards, and so there's Mobile Fighter G, Gundam. That was another one I faced. There was even these figures, which you'll see later down the line. Oh, here's where it started. Oh, I miss catalogs. Oh, there you go, Fall 2000. So I guess the first stuff was in 2000. So let's take a quick look. Yeah. So anyway, like those right here. Is there a date or 19? Well, that's the, oh, there, 2000. Yeah. So the first Gundam Wing stuff. Man, that brings back memories. How old was I? 20, early 20s. Man, that was a great time. That just brings back memories when, you know, it's like, if you can think about something you're a fan of, not something from childhood. Well, I don't know. For some of you, this might have came out when you were a kid. And then it brings back childhood memories. It would be like for someone like me, my age, when it brings back memories of like G.I. Joe or Transformers, Thundercats, He-Man, like in the 80s. But this, for me, it just, is there something you're a fan of and you remember when it was just something totally new, like fresh and new? You know, there was nothing like it at the time, you know? So that's kind of what this was. You know, I'd already been familiar, like I said, with Gundam, but as far as, you know, being released domestically with the cartoon and these figures of these awesome, you know, you can call them robots, they're mobile suits, they're, you know, they're not sentient beings like Transformers, but, you know, just so cool. That was such a great time. I honestly, I remember that fondly. More G Gundam, and then these battle scarred ones. I have a few of these. I didn't collect them all, but I had a few, and you'll see those in a second. They're over there. These were really cool. So, and then some Seed. Yeah, there was some Seed. These are pretty cool too. I never saw all of Seed, but I saw a little bit. It was pretty cool. At the time, you know, the character designs, I'm not talking about the mecha, but the mecha as well, but the character designs were very modern. You know, they didn't look anything. It really was a ultra modern style compared to the older stuff, which, well, yeah. So anyway, there's that. Let's go ahead. We'll skim through these bags. So they're kind of in categories, kind of, mostly. So this first bag here, again, we'd be here for hours if we actually went through every friggin' figure. But so in this first bag is basically the stars. Well, okay, no, more simply put, Amuro and Char. Now, if you're not familiar with Gundam, most of what I'm going to be talking about from here on out, you're probably not going to be interested in, because this is, I'm just kind of going over these, and, you know, you're not, if you haven't seen these, you're not going to know these characters and stuff. So anyway, just letting you know from here on out, you know, as I go through these bags, I'm going to be really making reference to characters and stuff. So anyway, Amuro and Char, these are the main characters, well, the main, was it protagonist? That's the good guy, right? And the main antagonist. So of the 1 Year War, 0079, and actually it goes beyond that, because there's stuff from Char's counterattack, which is, I don't know how many years, a couple decades after the 1 Year War. Anyway, so this bag is just all the mobile suits that I have of these characters. And what's cool is, so this was the first version of the classic original Gundam RX-78-2. You know, it's fully articulated, but compared to the version 2, it really seems basic. This had better articulation, better proportions. better details. So yeah, so that's pretty much what that bag is. Second bag is a little bit of supporting characters of the 1 Year War. Like you've got the what was this? The gun cannon. I forget the characters' names that were the pilots. The gun tank, and then like I think a lot of this stuff is mobile suits from the 8th MS team, which is kind of my all-time favorite. What was it? Shiro and Aina Sahara. She's my favorite. I'm not sure if all of these are now, or there's other stuff. But I think everything here is these snipers. These guys were cool. I had a couple of these. They're GM snipers. It's one of those things where it's like, even if you're not into Gundam, like, or, have seen any of the series, but you just like cool robots, I think there's a bit of a mass appeal for robot fans, with Gundam. It's like, if you haven't seen the series, you don't know the characters and stuff like that, they're still just cool looking robots, if you want to consider them robots. So, this one's missing an arm. It's in there somewhere. GMs. These were kind of like, these GMs, I forget what GM stood for, but these were kind of like the basic troops. Again, they're not robots. These were piloted. The pilot would be about that big right there. And these things are supposed to be about 50, 60 feet tall. But, yeah, these were like basic troop mobile suits. And then we got characters, enemies. Zeon, basically. Zeon was the enemy faction. And then these are all like, this is the basic Zeon troop mobile suit, the Zaku. So Army built these. I don't know how many I have. I have a few variants. And then there's other kinds like the Doms. These guys were cool. There's I forgot exactly their name. I want to say something like Black Tri-Stars or something like that. There was 3 Doms. It was a team. They were brothers, if I remember right. I think I might be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think it was like the Black Tri-Stars. And then here the Goof. This is one of my favorites. But then where's the is the Goof custom in here? I don't know. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, this is one of mine. Now, there's some warping here because they've been stored, but, nothing. It's not breakage, and it's nothing the heating method can't fix, but the Goof Custom, one of my all-time favorite suits. Oh, so cool. So there's the original. This was in the original 0079, and then in 8th MS team. There was this version. Oh, just so cool. So badass. There's those. And then more supporting Zeon mobile suits. I think mostly of the 1 Year War. There's some interesting designs here. Some that people would think is weird. They just don't look typical. Like these, like those. But they all serve purposes, and for fans, they weren't weird. They weren't all cool. But Bear Guy. They weren't all cool, but for fans anyway, they weren't really that weird either. Although, again, for people who aren't fans, I can see why some of the designs would look weird. And then also part of the war, and these are kind of like I'm gonna say accessories, but basically these weren't mobile suits. These are like they're like vehicles. So these were called, I don't know if they were just called balls, GM balls. So these were little manned vehicles. I think mostly for utility, but as you can see, they got cannons on them, so they can be for battle too. And those were piloted, and the tanks for the ground units during, I think this is from 8th MS team. Like, well, again, there's some warping, but no big deal. It's not like it's broken. And those fighter jets and stuff like that, boosters, and then so those are Federation basically good guys. And then Zeon had all their tanks and other stuff. So these were all part of the Zaku. There was a deluxe set that came with, each one came with these. Oh, there's their little fighter jets. So there's that. I think that's it basically for the 1 Year War, the mainline stuff. And then here we've got some of those battle scarred stuff. There's the RX-78 too. Really battle scarred, like, man, we're talking limbs severed. They came with you know, the regular parts you can put on, but then they also came with these just totally severed parts. So it looks like I got some extras here. So this is what it looked like, the Zaku deluxe set. All those accessories and the vehicles and stuff. So I guess this is extra stuff that I'd gotten that I hadn't sorted into my collection yet. There's some Gundam seed right there. So it looks like, yeah, that's pretty much what this is. This was one of those, so that gun cannon, that red one, they also released a line called Real Colors version. It was kind of like, I don't think they were ever officially seen in anything, but it was kind of like their renditions of what they'd look like if it were kind of like real world. So it's back in there. And then these are Universal Century stuff that were beyond the 1 Year War. Oh, I forgot the names. I know one of the series is Stardust Memory or Memories. Let me see if they're on here. Oh, there you go. So there was Mobile Suit Gundam Amuro, Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket, and then the 8th MS Team. This took place actually during, yeah, this was still during 79, 0079, same as that. And then in 0083, Stardust Memory. So these, I believe all these are stuff from War in the Pocket and Stardust Memory, which, as you saw, it just takes place a few years. This is a very, very cool suit right here. I believe this is the Camphor. Really cool Zeon mobile suit. So that's basically, I think, all those 080 and 83 Alex. And then these were from Char's Counterattack. This basically takes place, I think these are all Zeon mobile suits. No, I think there's one. Is this one a Federation suit? Yeah, or Federation. This took place, I don't remember exactly, 20, 30 years after 0079. And then got some stuff here. Oh, these are the Japanese versions. We got the Zaku here. No hands because it comes with multiple hands. But just to give you an idea, where's one of those Zakus? So this was the Japanese, or here's the regular, and then the Japanese version, which this isn't just the Japanese version of this. This was the version 2, which was more articulated, more detailed, better proportions, all those things. Better colors, in fact, and then it had more detailing, the panel lines and stuff like that. So I'd gotten these in the Philippines. I think I army built maybe four or five of these guys. And then there's Char's, or Char's Zaku. I think there's some other stuff. But yeah, I think all these, they're from different series, like this one from Zeta or Double Zeta. These guys, I believe these were Black Tri-Stars as well. This one was from Gundam Seed, I believe, Noir, which the actual mobile suit I think is called Gundam Noir. Really cool. So yeah, these are all like that Japanese MSIAs. Oh no, then there's some more in here. I think this is all Zeta. Gundam Zeta. So, which I had another suit, but I think I sold some of them. But where's the actual there? I think that's Zeta Gundam. And then I forgot what this gold one was called, Hayaku Shiki or something like that. I could be totally off and thinking about something else. There's another one of those ones that, well, the head is, where's the head? Where's the head? The head is here somewhere. But anyway, another one of those ones that could look weird. So yeah, there's those. Man, there's a lot of stuff here. All right, let's come around. And then here, we've got stuff. This is where it all started. Again, back in 2000, Gundam Wing. Man, this brings back memories. Really cool memories here. So that's those. Also from Gundam Wing, and I think some from Endless Waltz. This was the main bad guy. Oh, I forgot his name. But the Tallgeese was the mobile suit, and these were like the bad guy troops. I forgot what the faction was called, but these were the Leos. Army built a few of those. We're moving on to Mobile Fighter G Gundam. It's kind of like a wrestling / Street Fighter type tournament. It's set in a different kind of continuity. And robots, well, I mean the mobile suits, they battled. The fighters, they battled. I forget exactly, but something like that. So anyway, there's those, and those, and those. There was quite a lot released. And then coming over here, I think these are all just accessories. The bags and accessories, there's a lot of those. Same with here. Yeah, it's all, I have everything. I say, yeah, the papers and all their accessories. Yeah, they're all in here. But pretty much all those bags that I just went through, that's all the figures, the bulk of them. And then, yeah, more of those accessories and parts and stuff. And then, some of the deluxe figures came with stuff, like this was from the Goop Custom. I forget what this was with. This is for, what is this? Funsaki or Funaki, something like that. This was from G Gundam forgot his name, Master Gundam's horse. I believe that was his name. So let's see, come back around over here. Winding down, and then some more Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Oh, and other stuff. So there were these were from the 1 Year War, I believe. Little mini vehicles. And then these were like mobile armors and vehicles and other stuff like that. Most of these right there are all from the 1 Year War, and then this was from Mobile Fighter G Gundam. And then oh, here's a fun one. These were some bootlegs. Bootlegs. I'd gotten these, I believe, in the Philippines. They were weird little, oddly colored bootlegs. Some little chibi versions, cute versions. And then winding down, we have a larger scale. I believe this is about 1/60th scale, about there. Of Shining Gundam from Mobile Fighter G Gundam, and then a few other like larger scale ones. I think these were the Arch Enemy lines. I forget what scale these would be, but really cool, larger, better detailed, more even, you know, like the paint apps and stuff. So there was those. I'll pull these out just so you can get a better look real quick. The tall geese, and then Wing Zero, and I forget. Burning? Was it Shining or Burning? I forget. The American or the domestic version. So anyway, those, and then just some really miscellaneous other stuff. And then I think last of all these are like the character figures, which me personally, even though I've got this pretty large collection here of the mobile suits and mecha and stuff, I favor character figures because, you know, if you watch the series, it's about the characters. You know, these mobile suits, these are just, you know, they're tools, but, you know, the story is about these characters. There's Aina right there, she's my favorite from the 8th MS team. And there are some other ones here. So, there you have it. And those. So, really, it's one of those things that I'm a fan of and that I've collected, but I don't think I'll really collect anything more of these. There might be some older stuff, if ever, you know, I got money to burn later down the line. There might be a few gaps, because, you know, this isn't everything, but this is all that I have. But there are some stuff that I would want, especially more character stuff. I mean, if there's newer character stuff, but there were like statue figures. I forget what they were called, like DX or something like that. I think I have the one of Aina. Little PVC statue of her, but they had Rain and oh, I forgot her name right now. I don't know if they did her as well, but stuff like that. Like I might backtrack on those at some point, but newer stuff, again, I have all these. It's like, why? So there you have it. That's my collection. I know it's not much to look at in the sense that, you know, because of the way I was showing you in these bags, but, you know, if any of you are interested in these or already a fan, I hope you enjoyed this little trip through my collection, you know. And I decided to do this because I don't know if I'm gonna, with this many, and especially, you know, they're not as sorted yet as some of my other collections. I don't know if I'll do any other collection videos showing these, so this is kind of one time, big time kind of deal with these. And honestly, I might even go through these and see what I can let go of, you know, so I can put towards some other stuff I do actively collect. Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, SH Figure Arts, Mayfex, oh yeah, the good stuff. But, you know, hell, you know, you never know. I might even get a Robot Spirits Gundam figure or fixed figuration. You never know. So anyway, there you have it. As always, hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.